Hi everyone, it's Annette with ASCardDesign. Welcome back to my channel. I want to welcome you if you're here watching live or if you're watching the replay. Thank you. If you are here live and if you can hear me okay, I'd really appreciate a little thumbs up or let me know in the comments because up until about 5 seconds ago I was having some audio issues and camera issues and I wasn't even sure this was going to happen. So anyway, today, whenever you're watching, I'm going to show you how to do the glassine technique for making a card. And that technique is really cool. It will turn a plain piece of copy paper into almost like stained glass. So anyway, I've only done it a couple times, but I'm going to show you one technique, how to use the glassine effect tonight, and then I have a sample of another way you can use it. But yeah, let me know in the chat if you've ever used the glassine effect. If you can hear me, let me know. I'd appreciate that. But I'm going to go ahead and switch down to the desktop camera so you can see. There we go. Well, that kind of made me nervous. Everything went black. Again, I was having so many technical issues right up until about 5 seconds before the live started. So it's going to be one of those nights probably, but we'll see. We'll get through it. All right, so we're going to start off with this stencil from Gina K. All the supplies I'm going to be using tonight will be in the description below. And I love this stencil. I've been using it a lot lately, but it's called Festive. And you can see it has all these little swirls, but you could use the full stencil or you can focus on certain parts of it if you just need a little accent. But we're going to use that. And I'm just going to be using copy paper. So for the glassine effect, you want to use very thin copy paper, not like a heavy cardstock or heavyweight copy paper, but you want to use just the thinnest, cheapest copy paper. And I just cut a piece down, and I'm just going to, let's see. Oh, all right. I'm going to just put some low-tack tape on just to put it on my glass surface so it doesn't move around. Now this, I'm just going to apply some color and some pattern down loosely on this. So you don't have to be very precise here, but you just kind of want to get some kind of a design. And let me bring in an ink stand. And I'm already making a mess, I can't help myself. So I'm going to move this over here a bit so you can see. If you were with me last week, I believe it was last week, I decided to rearrange my craft room, my cameras, my lights, and I'm still getting used to it. I'm not even sure if I like it, but if I keep looking here, it's because my webcam used to be here and now it's here. So I got to remember to look at you this way. All right, so I'm going to start off with Gina K's Moonlit Fog. Okay, I love this color. And I'm just going in with a... oh goodness, I think I have a gray blending brush. I don't know what color's on here, so I'm just going to get a paper towel and just get the surface ink off. And I don't need that piece. We just need one piece of copy paper. All right, I'm not even going to tape the stencil down, I don't think. Well, maybe I better. Did you ever have one of those days where you feel just a little off? I feel like that today. I had a good work day. I was busy, but after work, I don't know. I was tired, and I thought I got to get my act together. I need a second wind here. But I just feel like my mojo's off. We'll see. I'm gonna ignore it though. Okay. I'm just not gonna give it life, and I'm just gonna move on. That's how I deal with that kind of situation. All right. So again, copy paper, stencil, some ink, and I'm not even going to be particular here because the technique we're going to be doing will cover a multitude of happy accidents here. So we just need to get some color down. Okay. And I'm just going to stop right there. All right. If you guys are chatting or if anybody's saying hello, I don't see any comments, so that's okay. You don't have to. I always like to make sure everything's working. If somebody can give me a thumbs up that you can hear me and everything looks good. And then you don't have to say anything else. And if you are trying to tell me, oh, it says I have to sign in to chat. I am signed in. I've never seen these. I have never seen these comments before that telling me to sign in. I don't know. Let's see. It's telling me to create an account, and I don't understand why it's telling me that. Oop. Well, I've lost my chat, so if you're chatting, I apologize. I'm just going to keep going. I hope you can hear me. All right, so now we have our piece of copy paper with our design on it. And then the next thing we're going to do is, let me grab a piece of scrap paper. All right, and then we're going to take some embossing ink and some embossing powder. So for the Glassine effect, you just want some clear embossing powder and some clear embossing or ink embossing powder. I told you I'm off. I gotta get through this, and I don't know why my chat's not working. I miss talking with you all or hearing from you. Oh man, what a bummer. I don't know. I think my settings, I don't know what's going on. Okay, so I'm just laying a bunch of the embossing ink on the back of the panel, or the copy paper. You want to do it on the back side of the design. And then I need to get a separate piece of copy paper because this might have ink on it. And then we're going to put the clear powder all over it. And when you do this, if the Glassine effect is new to you, what this does is when you melt it, it makes this paper translucent. It's so cool. Okay, so we're gonna put that back in there. I'm so bummed that my chat is not here. I'm really bummed about that. I'm gonna have to let that go. Okay. All right, I'm bringing in my Ranger heat tool, and hopefully you'll be able to see this effect. Let me put this in. So let me heat this up. As it melts and becomes translucent, that color is going to come through. You'll see it get darker. And then we're going to flip it, and we're going to add ink, the embossing ink, to the other side. And we're going to use this, where am I? New camera angle, embossing powder from Wow. And this is inspired by Brennan Keane, and it's called Dried Lavender. And wait till you see that. It's so cool. Let me bring in this little doodad from Simon Says Stamp. It's their everything craft tool. It kind of helps disperse the heat, but you might not be able to see because of this thing in the way, but when I move it, you'll see. It's kind of a slow process, so welcome everybody. If you're saying hello, I'm saying hello back. Can you see it? It's getting darker right there in the corner. And I'm using my heat it tool, because it has the airflow coming out isn't real forceful. So if you have a heat tool that has like low, medium, high settings, I would put it on the low setting instead of like embossing, if you're trying to emboss like a greeting or something. But once it gets going, it doesn't take too long. This is a good technique if you have multi-colors and then you put your embossing powder over it. It'll look like stained glass. And that's where the name comes from, Glassine. We're making a 5x7 card tonight. Normally I make the US A2 size, but I wanted a larger card, and All the card measurements are down in the description too, but I'm going to be using Gina K's Master Layouts, Master Layouts 20 for this card, just to make it a little easier, less cutting for me. I'm almost done with this. This is the slowest part, but once we get through this, it really rolls pretty quickly. Okay. I think I got all of that. So right now you can kind of start to see, can you see my fingers moving? See my hand moving behind that? It's becoming translucent. So that's really cool. So now we're going to bring in our other paper that we have the ink on it, and now we're going to flip it to the inked side. Okay. So we just heat embossed that, and that's already dry. So now we're going to go to the inked side, and we're done with the clear. We're going to bring in our dried lavender, and we're going to go back in with the pad, and we want to get all of this inked up. And we're going to die cut this, like I said, so you know you can leave a little bit on the edge uninked so you can hold it. All right, and then we'll go back with our catch paper. Oh my goodness. Can't get my fingers to work. And then with these Wow ink or Wow embossing powders, you do want to shake them up. These have some different size particles inside, so just give them a good shake. And then just dump this powder. This is so pretty. And I love the lavenders and the grays together. Okay. You can kind of see it's just so, it's got some fine particles and then some, they look like crystals. Maybe I missed the ink down there. Okay. All right, so let's set that aside and get this put away. I made a mess on my surface. All right. I wish I could see you all like saying hello or where you're watching from. Let me just move this, wipe this down just a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing for this side. Okay, we want to melt this side, so let's get that going. This is where the magic happens. And that dried lavender powder gives it such a nice soft lavender color. You can see the difference there. This is so pretty. I have a February birthday. Actually, my birthday's tomorrow. And amethyst is my birthstone, but I've always loved purple. Even as a little girl, I just really loved the color purple. All right, I think that looks good. You just want to make sure there's no powder left. All right, we're going to do a little bit more embossing here in a minute, but for right now, that is our glassine panel, and you can really see it's almost like vellum now, or parchment. You can see the hand behind it, but isn't that cool? Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and, I think we'll go ahead and cut the panel. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do some stamping. Let's do some stamping next, because we're gonna do some stamping and heat embossing. So I'm going to bring in these two panels. I'm going to explain this here in a second. I want to bring in this stamp set from Gina K. I'm using a lot of her products today, but this is called Blessings of Spring. And this is actually still available on her website for 60% off. You can get this for $5.48 right now. It does have a coordinating die, but they're sold out and no longer available. But you don't need the die. I'm going to use the die tonight, but you don't need the die. You can use this stamp set definitely without it. But I do have a link below if you want to use that to get this. It does help my channel, but it's just there if you choose to use it. But yeah, this is a cute little stamp set. So these panels are just panels I had in my stash, and these are shaving cream. That's another technique that I really, really love. And I just wish I could see your comments. If any of you have used the shaving cream technique, but I'm going to do a live on that one night, or maybe just a video. It's so fun. This is just shaving cream and ink, and you swirl the ink around and put your cardstock on and take a squeegee and swipe it, and it dries almost immediately. But these, I made these last year, and I have a stack of them. But I thought it would be fun to use them. I'm trying to use what I have, and I'm going to stamp right on here. So let's go ahead and get this stamp out, this big floral, and I'll probably use one of the greetings from it as well in a little bit. But I just want to kind of see, I'm going to use this design instead of coloring the flower. I'm going to use the design. So we'll go ahead and put it maybe right about there. I don't think it's really going to matter. And I'm going to get some mint tape. I definitely want to hold this cardstock down. It comes, I don't know where my magnet is. It might be in my other Misty, but just go ahead and picking up that stamp, and I'm going to tape it again right here. No, that's not going to work. Let's do it right here. See if that'll work. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this with the Wow embossing ink. You can use any embossing ink, because I basically just want to stamp this, emboss it, and then we'll cut it out. And we're going to let the pattern paper, that shaving cream, do all the work for us. It's going to do all the heavy lifting. And let's see. For this, I'm going to use the Wow Polished Gold Superfine. Okay, so we're going to do one at a time. And we will try to keep everything on the paper this time. And I'm not even sure where I inked it, but let's see. That will reveal it right there. Okay. Just tap off the excess. And that's our image. I don't know why my camera seems to be out of focus. It might be because of this paper here. But let me go ahead and do the other one. Right, so we're going to do the same thing, because this is again a 5x7 card, so I want two images. I want to fill up that card, that real estate on the card. Do I want to move that? Let's just take our chances and not move the stamp. We'll just stamp it exactly in the same area. Yeah, that'll work. Just making sure I'm not where the tape is. And we'll go back in with the embossing ink. Well, okay, for some reason I now see a chat. So thank you. Hi, Ashley. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was having camera and audio issues up till about 5 seconds before the live stream started, and then my chat wasn't working, so I couldn't tell if anybody could hear me or what was going on. It's just been one of those days, one of those off days that we have. Okay, going back in with the powder, the superfine gold from Wow. Okay. So we're doing a glassine effect if you're just joining us, and I had inked and used some clear embossing powder. This was copy paper, so once you do the Glassine effect where we just stenciled, did the clear powder, melted it, and then we did it on both sides, it becomes like vellum. It becomes translucent. So you could turn plain old copy paper into almost like parchment or vellum. So that was cool. That's what we began with. So let me go ahead and clean my stamp off. That's the Gina K Tidy Towel. That's also listed in the description. And then we'll go ahead and put this stamp away. I'll bring it back out in a little bit to do the greeting. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet, but all right, let's go ahead. We need to melt this powder, so let's do that next. And for that, let me see if I can use the same heat tool because my embossing gun is on the other side of the room. So let's let me bring it in a little closer. Let's see if I can do this. It's working. It's just taking a little longer. Par for the evening. I'm off work for the next 2 days, so maybe that's a blessing in disguise. Just take some time off and rest. Okay, that didn't take too long. This low heat worked pretty good. So there is our embossed flower. Boy, that embossing powder from Wow, that's super fine. Look at this leaf right here. Look how smooth that powder melts. That's pretty incredible. All right, let's do this. Now this one has some powder kind of speckled where I really didn't want it, but that's okay. I'm gonna just leave it because I think it'll add some glow and shine. So these panels again are panels I did last year, and it's the shaving cream technique. So that's just white shaving cream. I don't know why I said white. Is there a colored shaving cream? I don't know. Just shaving cream, not gel, but the cream, and re-inkers, liquid ink, and you just put little dots of ink here and there and kind of marbleize it, and then put your cardstock in it, and then squeegee it off, and it makes amazing panels. I did some in black and with black ink, so they were black and white, and then I did these colored ones. A lot of fun. Super fun. Okay. All right, so that's the other one. You can see like right here on the petal there was some powder that I didn't want, but that's okay. I like the way that came out. Okay, so next we are going to go ahead and do some die cutting. So I'm bringing in, let me come back out, using Master Layouts 20 because I'm going to make a 5x7 card, and to me that's going to be the easiest way to do it. So I'm going to be using this panel here to cut our glassine, and then I'm going to be using this panel. I need to get a piece of cardstock because I want to cut. I have a white, I do. We're going to cut this out of white. Yeah, that's I thought it might be too small. And then this, we are going to use the die from this Blessings of Spring. So let's get that out. Got some die cutting to do. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and bring in the intercut. And we are going to, I'm going to show you, I need to pan way out. Sorry, guys. Okay. Let's go ahead and cut our glassine out first. Now, for this, since this is copy paper, I'm going to actually put it on a piece of cardstock just to give it a little stability. And we'll go ahead and, my goodness, I got stuff everywhere. Oh, if you're new to my channel, you're probably wondering, wow, this girl's a little out there, unorganized. But if you know me, you know. What did I do with my mint tape? Here it is, right in front of me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put that panel down, and it really doesn't matter where this goes because I just need to cut a piece of it, right? And then we're going to put our platform on, and I need to turn my dial to let me see, pardon my head if it's in the way. Okay, so I got the intercut set, the die cutting. I think I'm ready to roll. You guys are watching a train wreck, sorry. It'll get better. Okay, so I want to show you, because this is going to get a little messy, but it cut out really nice when you put it behind a piece of cardstock. And so, let's see if there's a really easy way for me to do this. I think if I just move this for a second, that section, and I'm going to use this platform, but you just carefully, oh, I hope it didn't stick. If it did, that's okay, but I'm going to peel it. There we go. And all the little pieces will come out. And I'll hold it up to the camera. So now you have this, you kind of lose the glassine effect when you cut it with an intricate die, but it's still real shiny, and it's just really, really pretty. And you can see the stencil design coming through, and that's what I want. So I can actually save this piece if I wanted. That's kind of pretty with the little pieces in it, but I'm just going to set it aside for now. I'm not going to use that tonight. Okay, get that off to the side. We're going to set this off to the side, and we're going to bring this guy back in. Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and set that there. And then we need to cut our little flowers out. So I'm going to probably do that down here. I think you can still see, but I need to look at this straight on so I can get it straight. But I'm going to go ahead and line this up. Let's see. They're pretty easy to line up. I think that goes this way. Here we go. Once you find one part of it, the rest of it just falls into place. So just take your time. I don't like to rush die cutting because, you know, you spend the time creating your image, and if you cut it out wrong, then you got to start all over. All right, let's do that. Okay, and I want to show you that is the image. And like I said, we're doing a 5x7 card, so we have a lot of real estate on this card. So I want to cut out, that's why I made 2 of these. Because you'll see we're going to position them and it'll be really nice. And I'm not sure what kind of card I'm going to make. I want to use the same stamp set that this floral image came out of, because I didn't bring another stamp set over to my area, so we're just going to make do. So I'm not even sure what sentiments or what greetings are on there. I know one said, hello friend. I think one said, you are a blessing to me. We'll see. We'll bring it back in and we'll go over that. Okay, and then there's our other die cut. And then before the live stream, I went ahead and cut just two of the dies out of just white cardstock, and we'll just stack those up to give it a little bit of stability when we put the card together. Okay, continuing on, we need our frame, and I'm going to show you a really cool technique once we die cut this frame out. So it doesn't look like a whole lot here, but this is going to cut a nice stitched frame. And I am going to tape that down only because I don't have a lot of wiggle room. If this die shifts or moves, I'm going to miss the cardstock. So let's make sure we don't do that. If anybody's watching and if you've done this technique, this glassine technique, let me know. I think it's pretty cool. And I'm going to show you, I made something else with it a while ago. I'm going to save this extra piece that die cuts out of the center because you can use that on another card project, but I'm not going to do that tonight, but I do want this piece. And do I want another? I think I want another one. What am I doing? Let's see. I'm going to stack those up. So let me do another one. I need it a little bit thicker. Sometimes one just isn't enough. Okay. That through. I don't know why my camera goes out of focus every now and then. I'm not very technical. I always hope and pray nothing goes wrong. Okay, so these dies, they all have little tiny pinholes. Oh goodness, in the corners there, you can see that to help get it started. There we go. I'm telling you, on one of those days. All right. I think that's all the die cutting for now until we do our greeting. So let's go ahead and just get this out of the way. The suction on the bottom of that machine is like no joke. It works really, really well. Okay, so we have our two frames and we have our little die cut pieces and then we have our insert. And then the insert, let's see, for the frames, I thought it would be really cool to use a purple card base instead of white. So let's go ahead and just glue some of these together. Let's go ahead and glue these two down together. And I'm using Gina K Connect glue. And again, this is just building up some dimension. And it's really, obviously super easy to line up. Okay. And we're going to do another technique with that in a minute. And then when I made my sample card, I put this behind a piece of white cardstock. But I got to thinking vellum would look cool too, just a regular sheet of vellum. And I wasn't sure what it was going to look like because I didn't practice it. And again, this is going to go down on a purple cardstock, so you're really not going to, it's not going to have that see-through effect. But I also had this vellum, and I could not find it anywhere online. So I got this when Joann's was going out of business. But it is from Nature's Garden, the Wisteria collection, and the papers are, again, the packaging caught my attention because I love purple, but the papers are amazing. I mean, they're so beautiful, and they would make really good, I don't know, I've made some cards out of them, not many. The paper's so pretty, I just don't even really know what to do with it. But I thought, well, maybe I'll cut a piece down and put it behind this. I wasn't sure what it would look like. It might just get lost in the shuffle, but it does give it a little bit of a purple hue. But the white really lets that design come through. And then I have to remember these flowers are going to be coming on it. So it might be better. It might be better just to use the plain vellum. I so desperately want to use this vellum, but every time I try, it just doesn't work out. But I think I'm going to go with just the plain white. because again, we're going to have a purple card base and there's just a lot going on. So, okay, let me show you what I want to do with this to really jazz this up a little bit. I'm going to have to probably keep my hand or something in the camera shot so it doesn't go out of focus. So I am bringing back in the Moonlit Fog. This is the grayish color that we used on that, and also Wild Wisteria. And we're just going to do a really quick faux wood technique on this frame. All you have to do, you can use full ink pads or ink cubes and just swipe it. Okay, it just kind of gives it a, I mean, look at that. It already looks like wood. And you can go as light or heavy as you want. I'm going to put a little bit more down on the edge there. And then I just wanted to add some of this Wild Wisteria just to give it a little purple. And I might not even go all over it. Just maybe on the edges like that. And just that quick and easy, you can create a really pretty frame with just swiping your inks across. Okay, so we have that piece. We will, let's go ahead and glue this down. Now, vellum, glue does show through the vellum, but it's okay because it's just going to be hidden. So I'm just going to put the glue right on the perimeter. This is really hard to see. Let's go ahead and get my silicone mat. Thank goodness for the silicone mats. It's just hard to hold that. Just going to go around the edge. And just kind of here and there just to hold it down. I think that will be enough actually. And then I just want to kind of line it up, and that's why I like going with the glue so I can move it around if I have to. But super, super easy to line up. And then I just want to put something heavy on it so it adheres. And I think we'll just use the Misty tool here. Did I have that lined up? Yeah, that's good. Just going to put the Misty right on top of it, and my little stone owl, my little paperweight, and then we'll go ahead and glue these together. So, you know, these cards are really fun to make. There's a lot of pieces, but I don't know, I just find it really relaxing to make cards. Just, you know, just putting pieces together and then bringing it all together onto a card. I mean, it's probably no big secret that art class was my favorite. I was not good at it back in the day. Remember when we were really little and we had to have art class? I mean, I was not good at it. I can't draw, but I just, you know, some of the clay pieces that you make, you know, when you're little, you're just not, unless you have a gift, which I did not. My pieces were really rough. But I always loved coloring, and I always loved paper. I loved my paper dolls and color forms. You guys remember color forms if you're my age? I always loved papercrafts. I don't have that lined up very well. There we go. While this is still wet, I have that totally not lined up. There we go. That's actually better. But yeah. Oh. Yeah, okay, so I am seeing a lot of messages now. So earlier, I could not see any messages, and then my niece, Ash to Dusk, came on. Geraldine Rose, hi. I do see. Why are there no messages in the chat? Mercury RX, YouTube glitch. YouTube was telling me I had to log in, even though I was in my YouTube studio. I don't know. I was having so many issues, like right before I went on tonight, like up to seconds before I went on. So chat has been mostly not working 6:30. Oh, okay. Thank you, emailer. I'm glad it wasn't me. Man, I was losing it. I was like, what am I doing? So I'm watching, I have a delay. I'm so sorry. I'm so distracted tonight. I have a delay on one of my screens, and I just saw that my head was in shot for a lot of that. I apologize, you guys. I'm really having an off day, but it's going to be okay. I'm going to get through this. So, hi, Robin. I'm okay. So it isn't me. That's, I knew something was up because right before I go on live, like 5 minutes before or so, I like to just pin a comment in the chat. And so I put a comment in, and I hit the little 3 dots to do the pin, and I was getting a message, and it didn't give me a pin option. My options were put this user in timeout, block this user, or I can't remember the third one. But hi, Tracy. And so I was like, what? I've never seen this. Like, put this user in timeout. And it kept saying, and I Googled, why is it giving me that? And it said that I wasn't logged in. I'm like, I am logged in. I'm in my YouTube studio. It was so frustrating. And this was like 2 minutes till 7. And so, and then my audio wasn't working. I'm like, you know what? I don't know. But I don't know. I started, and then I couldn't see the chat, and I don't know, I just thought I'm just going to start talking and start crafting. We'll see what happens. But I see you all now. Thank you. Thank you for saying hello. Okay. The Glassine Effect. So we did this earlier, and then we die cut it. But I want to show you, again, this is copy paper. It started out as copy paper. And I did a butterfly a long time ago. Let's get this guy in focus. But you can see, I think... so hard. I don't know what's going on tonight. Oh man. Anyway, you can't see. Well, you can see. Okay, you can see this part of this die behind that butterfly. It got translucent. So we inked it, or I inked it, and then on the back I put embossing ink and clear embossing powder, and I heat set it. And then I flipped it and did more heat or more ink, embossing ink, and more clear powder, and heat set it, and that makes the copy paper translucent. And I love doing that technique with butterflies because you can then just glue the center of the butterfly on your card project, and those wings stay up, and that you can really see the glassine effect when you use butterflies. This is the same technique, but I'm laying it flat, and I glued it down on vellum, so you really won't get the effect, but I just thought it still looks cool. And then we did some ink swiping on this frame to make it look like faux wood. And we're going to put this card together here in a moment. It's kind of going to go like that a little bit. But I want to do my greeting. Okay, chat's coming in hot and heavy now. All right, let's see. Oh, okay. Emailer, wow, you've been really helpful because I did watch some videos today, but I just didn't notice that there was an issue. I was watching Mindy Egan earlier, and her chat was flying, and I put some chats in there. So thanks, Tracy. The color forms as a kid, they were so fun. I loved them. Let's see. Hi, Nicole from Perth, Western Australia. Yes. My son and his wife went to Australia for a couple weeks not long ago. They loved it. They really loved it there. It wasn't you, it was worldwide, as we had to use emojis only in UK and Australia videos. Wow, this is amazing. Thank you. Happy early birthday. Thank you, everybody. Yep, my birthday's tomorrow. Oh, thank you. Oh, Robin, thank you. I can't wait to get that card. You know, I don't have a P.O. box, so Robin private messaged me and asked for my address, and of course, gave it to her, but I don't have a P.O. box because I don't know. I just don't. I may one day, but I don't right now. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, I'm bringing in this Blessings of Spring stamp set. And again, this is still on Gina K's website for 60% off. It's $5.48, I believe. The die set is no longer available on her website, so I bought this a while ago. But anyway, so we're gonna pick a greeting from here. So I need a piece of cardstock. And let's see, I'm not sure. Let me bring this in and kind of see. I'm going to put my florals like that. And I wanted to put the greeting right in the middle. So I could do hello friend. Wishing you all the beautiful blessings of spring. You are a blessing to me. You are such a blessing to me. I think I'm going to do hello friend just because it's a little bit larger. And I'm going to stamp and die cut it. And I really, well, that's okay. We're going to use this. I have so many scrap pieces of white cardstock and I just don't have any with me right handy dandy. So we'll just use this. And it will become a scrap. So I don't really have to worry about this being straight because I'm going to die cut it. And I've never used this stamp before, so I'm just going to rub off the residue from the manufacturer. And I'm just using Gina K's Black Onyx. I'm not going to heat emboss this greeting. I just want to get it stamped down. That looks... I'm going to stamp that again. That looks really splotchy. I don't know. Sometimes, maybe if I wipe the stamp down, make sure it's dry. Man, it's getting hot in my craft room. I got to pull my sleeves up. Ugh. Of course, my bracelet's going to make noise, so put the sleeve back down. Okay, let's try that again. It's really weird. You guys see that on the L's? You see how splotchy that is? I don't know if it's the stamp. Ugh. Let me try. Let me try one of these other stamps. Oh my goodness. I mean, what's going on in the universe today? We are having all these issues. Let's try this one. Let's see if this one looks any better. Maybe I'm going to stamp it. Well, no, I'm going to stamp it in Black Onyx because I want to see. Normally, I like to stamp in the VersaFine Clair Nocturne. Okay, let's see. I brought you to the kitchen with me now so I can keep watching. Oh, good. What are you making for dinner? I haven't even eaten yet. Okay, that one's stamped really, really well. So I'll have to clean that stamp. Maybe there's just something on it. Well, the E, I don't know. I'm really having an off day. Now look at that E. Has that little blotch in the middle. But you know what? I'm going with it. I'm going to keep going. All right. That could have been an error on my part. Just maybe I squished it down too hard. Let's see, it was warm here today. Yeah, we got up to 9 degrees. Yeah, you up there in the Western Canada, boy, it got really nice. It was colder here in Ohio today, but I don't know. The snow melted. We've been having a lot of, like, especially in the morning, slippery road conditions. Nouveau glue. I've never tried that, Patricia. I'll have to look into that. I have a lot of tacky glue and glue from Simon Says Stamp and Gina K's glue. Love purple. Loaded hot Italian sausage over. Oh, Robin. I almost called you Geraldine. It's like the combination of our name, Robinette Rose. Hot Italian sausages over basmati rice. Now that sounds good. One of the staples in my family growing up was Italian sausage and pepper. Either sandwiches or just chopped up over pasta or rice. So good. So good. I think I can use... I love to cook. And part of me wants to start a separate YouTube channel just like setting up a tripod with a camera in my kitchen. I would have so much fun with that. I really would. All right, I'm using this little Intercut Mini. This was a birthday present to myself, and it's gonna go flying all over the place because it doesn't really hold still, but let's go ahead and just die cut this little greeting. This is the worst stamped greeting that I've done. I don't like it. I can't do it. Sorry guys, I gotta restamp this. It is not good. I'm going to restamp it. I'm going to restamp it on the back. Give me a second. I'm going to restamp it up here with VersaFine Clear. Because if I get this all glued down and give it to somebody, I can't give them a card that's looking like that. Okay. It's breakfast time here. All this talk of food is making me hungry. Oh yeah. Plum puddings. Oh yeah. Geraldine and Rose, I remember I watched that video, you doing the plum pudding video at Christmas time. It's fascinating. I love watching cooking videos. So yeah, I don't know. Well, see, I still have a day job, so I feel like once I retire, I feel like that might be a possibility. I keep my card channel, hopefully, and just because I have another YouTube channel that I don't really focus on much. It's just my personal YouTube channel, and I thought that would be a good place to do the cooking videos because it really doesn't have a, like this obviously is a card making channel, but my other, it's just, I don't even know what it's called. I think it's just Annette Stevens, but it really just has random stuff. I dog sit and it has some videos of the dog that I sit for, and it just doesn't have a particular niche theme on it. Let me cut that in half. This VersaFine stamped this way better, so it looks a lot more crisp. Okay. Thanks for bearing with me on that. Oh, goodness. There we go. Look, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. I'm going to die cut it again and glue those together, and then we're almost done. I'm going to bring in the card base, and I'm going to cut an insert with a decal edge trimmer. That's a lot of fun. And then we'll just put this card together, and somehow got through this. All right, so let's go ahead and glue these two together. Just gonna stack, whoops, got it upside down. I'm gonna stack those. That goes back to our paper doll days. I love paper dolls. Yes, Darlene, yep. I normally do bring out a grip mat and put that little mini cutter on it, and it works really, really well. It's I thought of doing it, but I didn't pull it out of the Misty, but it is right behind me. But I thought, well, I'll just do it without. But yeah, the grip mat or any kind of sticky mat works much better on that little intricate, the mini or any of those mini die cutting machines that don't have little rubber feet on it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this card put together. So I'm bringing in this scoring board. My card base is 10 inches by 7 inches, and I'm going to score it at the 5-inch mark. So just, 10-inch side, score it at 5. And we'll fold that down, crease it. Okay. And that looks good. And then since this is a darker card base, I want to put a white insert in it so I can write. But I thought it would be kind of cool to decal the edges. And then I'm not going to do this on camera just because this video has been long enough. But I will probably stamp my logo. I think what I'll do is stamp it with the embossing ink and do white powder and emboss it so it stands out. So let's go ahead and, this was a Christmas gift a couple years ago, I think, or a birthday gift. I don't know. I don't remember anymore. It's a miracle that I can still think tonight. But I'm just gonna, this actually fits inside right now. So I'm just gonna take a little hair off of each side to give this edge a decal edge. And then I don't know. Come on, camera. There we go. I just think that looks kind of cool. So I'm just taking off a little bit. I could even, I'm not going to do it, but it would be kind of fun to just take a little bit of that Wild Wisteria ink and go over, you know, kind of just go over the edge, just kind of rub it. But I'm going to leave it white. Just going to leave it. Okay. Going to leave it the way it is. All right, so let's go ahead and get that glued down. Okay, goes back to our paper doll days. Yeah, I have the glue press. Oh, Patricia, I've seen that glue press. I don't have it, but boy, I see a lot of crafters using it, and it looks really cool. Anything to help our hands. Okay, so let me grab my mint tape. Let's put this card together and see what it ends up looking like. I'm gonna just tape that down. Adding an insert also helps. Like this is a lighter weight cardstock for my base, and it just helps if you put an insert in also. Even if it were a lighter color, because it's a lightweight cardstock, that helps with the stability. And then we're going to go ahead and do the front. So I think we'll go ahead and put the frame down first. And do I want to? Yeah, I'm just going to glue it. You could use foam. You could use foam tape to give it a little bit of elevation, but I think I'm just going to leave it like this. Okay. All these little paper hairs. And then here is our glassine, right, that we did. That's just going to go right down in the middle, just like that. And we'll go ahead and just going to glue the perimeter. Because again, this, I don't want to put glue all over it because the glue will show through those areas where the die cut is not. So just want to make sure we put our glue in the area where there's that die cut on the other side. Pretty easy to do. I think that's gonna be good. Okay. And now I'm just gonna pop that right in the center. And I'm just going to go all the way around. All right, so that's what we have so far. And then we just want to orient our flowers. I think I'm going to go like that, just a pretty simple design. So we want the glue pretty much on this side of it. All right, so we'll go ahead and just want to make sure it stays inside the purple card base so it will fit in the envelope. And then we'll just get this side. And we'll go something like that. man, the glue press is wonderful. It brought me back to happy crafting. Oh, that's great. Instead of fighting with glue bottles, the fine tip is the best part of it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you discovered a way to keep crafting. You found a good tool. All right, and then the greeting, we're going to go right in the center, like so. I think that's straight. All right, everyone. If you're still here, if you're still watching to the end, thank you. It was quite a journey getting here, but we did it. We made it. That is the purple card. I guess it's maybe in honor for my birthday, since I love purple and my birthday's tomorrow. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, do subscribe. I really like this glassine effect. I like the way the card came out, and using up the old panels, you know, just kind of cutting them, stamping them, embossing them. It's a great way to use up your scraps, but I love all that shine. So, all right, that's the finished card project for tonight. Thank you all for joining. Tomorrow I will put some photos of this card at the end of the video, and then I hope to see you next week. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll figure something out. And hopefully I'll be back on my A game. I don't know. Tonight was just a crazy night. But anyway, thank you all for joining. Thanks for your lovely comments on the card. It came out really nice. So, all right. Oh, and I also wanted to show you the decal edge on the insert. All right, everybody. Have a great evening. I'll see you next week.